guys, welcome back to Shelf Life Extension. I'm Alexis, and today I'm going to be doing the Show Me the Love book tag. So, you know, Saturday is Valentine's Day, so I figured it would just kind of be nice to do a tag all about romance in novels. So pretty much I'm just going to be showing you my favorite romance novels or my favorite romances in novels and just talk to you guys about them today. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Just gonna go ahead and get started. If I'm sniffling a lot, I'm sorry. I'm having a weird allergy attack because it's like stupid sunny outside, so I don't know. So first and foremost, I think we all know that my favorite romance is Mr. Darcy and Lizzie Bennet from Pride and Prejudice. So just doing a little mention, y'all know this, so I'm gonna move on now. I love that. Another good one would be Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen, but I actually don't have a physical copy of that, but I do like that one as well. And next, I'm gonna talk about The Winter Sea by Susanna Kearsley and The Rose Garden by Susanna Kearsley. Susanna Kearsley is an author who does romance well, and I love her books. Obviously, I only have these two, but I have on my to-read list pretty much everything else she's ever written because she's probably one of my favorite authors now. But yeah, both of these, I love both of these books. The covers are amazing, the writing is amazing, the romance in these are amazing, particularly The Rose Garden. I'll have to give The Rose Garden one up on The Winter Sea, because I like this one. But I've mentioned both of these in previous videos. If you want to go check them out, I have a full review of The Winter Sea as a video on my channel. Not of The Rose Garden, but I have a written out one. So yes, these two are probably some of my favorite romances, particularly if you want a more adult taste. And then the next book I was going to talk about was Soulless by Gail Carriger. Now, I already know kind of what happens within the series, even though I haven't read the rest of the books. So I kind of know what happens, but I'm not exactly sure how the romance falls in the rest of the series. But for the first book, Soulless, I think the romance between Lord Macon and Alexia is perfect. It's amazing. I love it. And it's one of those romances where it both starts with them hating each other, bashing heads, but there's like that underlying sexual tension that nobody can deny, not even themselves. And it was amazing when it finally became realized. And it's just one of those like really giddy, feel-good romances that you're just like, yes! And you're just rooting for them, right? You're just rooting for it because it's amazing. Soulless by Gail Carriger. If you haven't checked out that book yet, please do. I have to wait till I can get the rest of the book. I will, because I love them. So honorable mention, I'm gonna talk about this romance in this book series simply because it's so natural and normal. You know, it's just like, it's such a normal relationship. And that is the romance between Janie and Cable in the Wake trilogy. I really like this trilogy. It's probably one of my favorites. It's what really turned me on to Lisa McMann, the author. And it's just a pretty cool concept. And I think like the romance between Janie and Cable, it forms so naturally. And then once it happens, it's just so natural. There's not a lot of conflict or butting heads, but when they do butt heads and things go down and like there's conflict within the relationship, it's natural and it's so relatable, and it's stuff that would normally happen within a relationship. Obviously, in this series, Janie has the power to go into other people's dreams and kind of manipulate their dreams and stuff. So with the exception of that being in the relationship and kind of messing things up, generally what happens is very normal. And I love it because it's just a loving relationship. It's kind of like one of those relationships and romances that you yourself wish you had for yourself because it's just so effortless and normal. I mean, come on, a lot of young adult and a lot of fiction, it's like the romance that plays out are all like due to unnatural circumstances, so you can only relate to it so much. And even with the paranormal aspect in this series, this romance is just beautiful. And yes. And then next I'm gonna talk about the Vampire Academy series with Rose and Dimitri. Now, that is a beautiful romance, it's a beautiful thing, and it is life. And it's because of that romance that in Shadow Kiss that I was dead. Can't do it. That is true love, just saying. this is a great book, but it's not like the romance overpowers the series, so it's very nice. You're just gunning for them, and it just makes you feel good, and it's a great series. And then, yeah, those are like my favorite romances. Okay, the rest of my books, I don't know. You know, like, there's romances in them, but I'm not like all for it, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so I just figured I would talk about those books because those are some of my favorite romance novels or favorite romances within a novel. And ultimately, it's like as much as I love a romance in a novel, I'm relatively picky. So made it kind of hard to really narrow down what were my favorites. But yes, if you've read any of these books, please be sure to let me know down below. If you're interested in any of these books, then again, let me know. Otherwise, I have reviews for The Winter Sea, The Rose Garden, Soulless, and that's about it. Anyways, those are my favorites. Thank you guys for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you all have a wonderful Valentine's Day. And for those of you who are gonna be spending it watching 50 Shades of Grey, you know, more power to you. Because heaven knows, if I had a friend here who would go watch that with me, I would totally be watching that on Saturday. Just saying. But yeah, otherwise I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will check you guys back out on Monday, okay? Bye.